Hey everyone, and welcome back to another AdSense revenue report for the month of June. Now I'm going to start off this video by saying that unfortunately the month of June was my worst month yet for YouTube revenue. And we're going to go into some of the details about this and see why that is. And it's not really unexpected from my part because I've talked about the reasons why in previous videos, why my revenue has been dropping a bit. And I'm going to talk about it a little bit more in depth in this video. But if you're new here, my name is Kaylee and I'm a beauty and fashion photographer based near Sydney, Australia. But I'm also a content creator and I started this channel a few years ago to talk about all things business, freelancing, content creation, and social media. And if you are new to this channel, you may not know that I have been doing a series over the last 6 months or so where I've been talking about my revenue each month. And I go through what I've earned in AdSense, and hopefully these kinds of videos will really help you out if you are looking to do content creation as a full-time job, or if you're looking at getting into becoming a YouTuber. This is hopefully a little bit of a benchmark that you can see what I'm earning for the amount of views I'm getting and the amount of subscribers that I have, and really kind of breaking it down just to make it a little bit more simplified and easy to view. So as I mentioned, June has been my worst month yet, and that is really unfortunate, but as I also mentioned, it wasn't really unexpected. I had one video that was doing really well at the end of last year, and it continued to do really well. It was on browse features for quite a long time, and I knew inevitably that it was going to drop off browse features at some point, and I wasn't going to be getting that viewership every single day from it. So unfortunately, that is what's happened. However, I have been pretty much prepared for that for a few months. But I'm not going to spend any more time rambling. I'm going to get straight into the video and we'll have a look at all of the detailed analytics when it comes to my revenue for the month of June, and you can see how many views I was getting, how many videos I posted, and which videos were earning the most revenue, along with the days in the month where I earned the most revenue and the least revenue as well. So let's get straight into it. So we're about to get into the analytics for June, and we're going to go through just some of those points that I was speaking about before, how much revenue I actually earned for the month of June, but also where that revenue was coming from, which videos, how many views I got in the month, and we'll just go through it and I'll simplify everything as I usually do. So let's jump into the analytics for June now. And as I've already mentioned, the statistics are not looking amazing for this month. So if you're looking at the views that I got for the month of June, it was 19.7k views. So that is 36% less than the previous month. So that's a little bit sad, to be honest, because again, this is coming from the fact that one of my videos has dropped off browse features. So I was not getting as many views with that particular video. And unfortunately, that video was really carrying parts of my channel. So this was bound to happen, as I've already mentioned. And unfortunately, it's been a pretty big dip as well with watch time. So looking at 1.1k watch time hours, and that was 39% less than the previous month. So that's actually huge, that actual drop. And even with the subscribers, it's crazy how one video can really be carrying a lot of your channel. And this is exactly why I think I've mentioned in previous videos, it's so good to not try and rely or just sit back and think that one video is going to do the work for your channel, because eventually this always happens. Whether it's search or browse features, that video will drop off eventually and you will not have the same amount of subscribers, views, revenue, everything else. So you can even see with my subscribers, it's nearly half the amount that I had in the previous month. And this has been going on pretty steadily for like say 6 months now, where I've gotten some really good traction with that video. But in the last month, it's been a significant dip, and this has just been when I think this video has finally dropped off. And then looking at the revenue, I earned $236.16 for the month of June, which, look, I can't complain with that. I feel that an extra $200 as a content creator to get from actually creating videos and doing this kind of work is still $200, and I really can't be upset with that. Still, I've only been monetized for around 6 months, and my revenue income has been just going in waves, really. So I've had some pretty good months, especially at the beginning when my video that I was talking about before did really well. And the video I'm actually talking about is I posted a reel every day for 6 months. Here's what happened. So that video went like semi-viral at the end of last year, and it was the first video, or one of the first videos on my channel to really be picked up by browse features. And it went semi-viral very quickly as well, within the matter of weeks. As I mentioned, it's one of the first videos that ever did that for me on this channel. And I think originally personally, that was a great little influx of income, especially for such a small channel with what I feel like is a pretty small subscriber base, still at 8,000 subscribers. And I felt like that was a really good result, getting, $600 a month in revenue. That was wonderful for me. It got to the point where it was even earning more than my other channel, which has been a channel that I've been working on for 10 years. So really, to have been earning more in those months was, I think, a bit of a rare situation, which was never going to last long. But now looking at the drop here, so I think for the month of May, if I just jump into that, I had just over $300 roughly. So going back into June, we're still looking at a drop around $65, which, to be fair, considering the views difference between May, for example, which was at 31.8K views, and then June, which was at 19.7, that's a pretty big drop. And I feel like it's not too bad considering the revenue that I received for June. So looking back at $300 versus, $230, it's okay. Like, I'm not gonna be upset with that because I feel that this is really unexpected anyway for me to even have been earning money at this point in my YouTube career. It took me a really long time to earn any sort of decent income on my main channel. So for me, I thought that I'd be working on this channel for many years before I even got a good amount of income from it with YouTube. So jumping into the revenue now for June, we'll have a look at it a little bit more in depth. So the highest that I earned in the month of June was $11.63, and that was on the 12th. And then the lowest amount that I earned was actually on the last day of the month, which was $5.07. You can see here in terms of the last 6 months where my income has been tracking, and of course having that video doing a lot better earlier on in the year was really helping with my revenue substantially. And again, this is why you should never rely on just one video to do the work for your channel. Never try and just sit back after a video goes semi-viral and think, okay, well now I'm just going to earn this amount forever on YouTube, because that's not how it works a lot of the time. So even still looking at my videos though, it is still making a pretty big portion of my income even for June. So we're still looking at around $108 of that income. So nearly half is still being generated by that one video. So again, it's a little bit of a worry because if I continue to just rest on that and not post any other content, it's just going to go downhill from here. So we are trying to work on the other videos to kind of get them up, and hopefully there will be more income tracking from those videos as well that I do post. So also looking at my RPM rate for the month, and that was $11.97. And I believe that's actually a bit higher than previous months, which is a good thing. So going back into May, you'll see that it was $9.50. So revenue per mile is basically the amount of money you're getting per 1,000 views. This is what your cut is and what you physically receive from the amount of AdSense that is paid to you, because a portion of that is technically taken by Google and taken as a fee. So you're only getting a portion of the amount of the CPM rate that advertisers are actually paying to put ads on your videos. So $9.50 was in May. April was $8.92. And then June is $11.97. So that's kind of like a good thing, I feel, to have that increasing, because it means I'm really needing less views to get a similar amount of money, if that makes sense. So I like to see that kind of rising. It's kind of something that I try to work on if I can. And I've been trying out a few different things to see if that works. And a couple of my videos, I think I even mentioned in my most recent revenue report in May, one of them in particular, which was how to create a free link and bio site. I spoke about how I specifically made that video to not only for the helpful information in it and more of a tutorial video, but to actually test it out as a CPM earner, because I had heard from someone on YouTube that they had tried making a video that was on a Wix website. It was like a tutorial on how to make a Wix website. And then Wix actually started buying those ads and started paying a lot of money for that. So their CPM rates were off the charts. So I thought maybe I would do a branded video or something specific to a brand. So I chose to do a tutorial on how to create a free link and bio site with BioSites, which is owned by Squarespace. And I figured I'd just see how that went. And as I mentioned in my last revenue report, the RPM for this is very good. You can see here that it's currently sitting at $17 for every 1,000 views, but some days it is huge. Like if you look here On the 20th of June, it was $98, the RPM alone. So that is crazy. So that means if I had have gotten 1,000 views on that day, I would have gotten $100, which is pretty cool. That unfortunately didn't happen. I didn't get that many views, but it is good to have a video like this where it's not actually getting as many views as a lot of my other videos even, but the amount that it's getting or the amount of revenue that it's picking up is like a really good pace compared to those other ones. So it's just an interesting topic that I like to talk about every now and then because I feel that it was worthwhile to try that out, because you can see here my average CPM for this is roughly $48.58. That's the CPM rate per 1,000 views. So that's crazy. But yeah, just I'd love to do more videos like around this and do more experiments when it comes to CPM and RPM. So let me know if you want to see more videos like that. But essentially this is my revenue report for June. And you can see that unfortunately it's not the best result that I've had all year, but unfortunately this is just expected. And I've been talking about this for a few months now, and these revenue reports that I had expected it to not last forever at the higher rates. But as we move on to more videos and more uploads and the next half of the year, it should be interesting to see where my revenue goes and what ends up happening. So I will keep you all updated along the way. Thank you so much for watching this video today. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, make sure you do, because I'll be posting a lot more of these revenue reports in future. Let me know if you'd like to see more of these types of videos, because I personally find them pretty helpful, but I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments too. And if you do have any other requests for this channel as well, definitely let me know in the comments section below, because I love to hear them. But thank you so much as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.